and I have an impact at school. But I try to show my face at as many, last year sporting events, arts, joining a church in Eden, just trying to be as present as possible so that, a parent can see my face somewhere, ask a question about college. And you're right, students are going to change their mind, not just throughout the 4 years, but also throughout their senior year. I know plenty of students who I can already bet they're going to change their mind 3 times between now and May 1st, which is when the enrollment deposits are due. So I think just being known as a resource, that's something that advisors in this county especially have done a really, really good job at doing. We show up. I think 3 of the 4 advisors are coaches, and we make sure that we're present not only every day at school, but after school at events in the community, and just becoming a part of Rockingham County as much as possible.
We are just $975 away from our goal. Text EDUCATE to 24365 to support the College Advising Corps. Happy holidays from the Rockingham County Education Foundation. It is the 11th day of education. Joe Dexter with you, and boy, do we have a great show for you. I'm feeling diamonds coming up. A 14-karat diamond pendant will be given away thanks to our great supporters from Arthur's Jewelry in Reidsville helping us give that away. We'll talk about that coming up in just a bit. You can help us text EDUCATE to 24365. That's EDUCATE to 24365. Thus far, 73 donations, $10,325 raised by you, the community, and sponsored by an $8,000 match for up to $8,000 by St. Thomas Episcopal Church in Reidsville. We are so close to fully funding the College Advising Corps program for the upcoming school year, and we thank you so much for your support during the 12 days of education. Let's take a look at the College Advising Corps and why it's important in our community. It helps low-income first-generation and underrepresented students apply to enroll in college by placing recent UNC Chapel Hill graduates as college advisors in selected public high schools throughout the state. Advisors help students apply for college admission as well as scholarships and financial aid. And as you heard from Matt Queen, who's a college advisor at Moorhead High School, the local impact goes beyond what the mission statement at the College Advising Corps says. It goes beyond what we feel in the numbers. These are people in our community, young people that are helping other young people. As you mentioned, Matt is a head coach. He's a cross-country coach here in our program, and 3 of the 4 college advisors are coaches, and all 4 are making an impact in our local community. Speaking of the local impact, let's take a closer look. 74% of seniors reported submitting at least one application to college, with a total of 2,198 applications submitted last year here locally, with all of our high schools represented through the College Advising Corps. Scholarship dollars reported $12,312,687. It is day 11 of the 12 days of education. We have a great panel coming up for you. Cecil Kemp, the principal of Rockingham County High School, will join us, and Valencia Abbott, an instructor in our school system at Rockingham Early High School, is also joining us as well. We'll discuss some of the importance of college advising and some of the importance of education right here in our community and the impact that we are seeing being felt. But first, I want to welcome in my friend, Gene Arthur. Gene is at Arthur's Jewelry right now in Reidsville. Gene, how you doing?
Doing great.
Man, we're glad to have you on. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for your support of the College Advising Program. This thing is beautiful, and without this ring, I've been showing the pendant. I've been showing it off on social media. Oh, there it is. Look at that thing. You've brought so much interest to our College Advising Corps program and helped with donations. So first and foremost, Gene, I want to thank you and Arthur's Jewelry for supporting College Advising Corps.
No, thank you. I've got my great-grandson here. He's a 5th grader at Weaversburg Elementary School. His name is Charlie Waters.
Hey, Charlie, how you doing?
Good, you?
Good. Go Clemson.
He's a big Clemson fan.
Well, tell us why education is important to Arthur's Jewelry and why it's important for you to always give back to your community. It's something that you strongly believe in and are a strong part of our local community, and thank you for that.
We've got a lot of family that have been, educators through the years. Retired. Most of them are retired now. I've still got sister who's a teacher at Wentworth, and a cousin who's a teacher at Reidsville High School. So yeah, we've been serving the community as far as educators and my family for quite some time.
You can get this beautiful pendant. Can we see that again? The Diamond Pendant. You can win that today by supporting the College Advising Corps. All you have to do is text EDUCATE to 24365. On the left side of your screen, at least from my perspective, you got something that might break the camera. On the right side of the screen, Gene's holding something beautiful that you could win by texting EDUCATE to 24365. That's EDUCATE to 24365. We'll be drawing for that beautiful diamond pendant at the end of today's show. It is our gift to you through Arthur's Jewelry. Gene, what are your hours throughout the holidays, and how can people come down and get a great gift for a family member?
The next 2 nights we're going to be open till 8 o'clock at night. We open at 10 in the morning, and of course Christmas Eve will be open 10 to 3. But yeah, we've got some great deals. I've got a couple of things here. I've got some diamond stud earrings. That's a 1.44 carats, 2,100. We've got quite a range. So this is another set that we have that are.
Wow. There you go.
Down to $69. That's a 1/4 carat sterling silver, but really kind of very, very. So we got quite a range of things. So we've got a lot of them in between, things. So let me hold up a couple more. There's some baguettes, $7.49, and just several. We got a lot of different price ranges. So if you've got an idea, we're right next to Subway on the corner of South Park and Freeway. Didn't reach it.
Jenny says, "Woo, that pendant is beautiful."
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And also, and this is so true, there's something for every budget at Arthur's Jewelry in Reidsville. So anything you're looking for, if you just want to find something special for a loved one this holiday season as we approach Christmas, and you are a guy like me and you have waited till now, because let's be honest, Gene, all of us wait till now or later or even later.
Do. I do myself. I can't say that I'm not part of it.
Head on down to Arthur's Jewelry in Reidsville and make sure you grab a great gift. Gene, thank you for your support of College Advising Corps.
Thank you.
We appreciate it so much, and we'll get that pendant to a special person today.
Yeah. Thank you for all that y'all have done for raising money for them. It's done a great job. Thank you.
You bet. You can text EDUCATE to 24365. That's EDUCATE to 24365. Win that beautiful diamond pendant today. You'll also get entered to win on the 12th day of Christmas. Your true love, RCEF, gives to thee a week stay at Caswell Beach, Oak Island. So make sure you get entered to win and support the College Advising Corps by texting EDUCATE to 24365. Let's welcome in our wonderful panel today. He is the principal at Rockingham County High School. Cecil Kemp joins us, and Valencia Abbott is a history instructor in our school system as well at Rockingham County Early College High School. Guys, how you guys doing?
Good.
Glad to have you guys on, and I want to ask you, we'll start with you, Valencia. As an instructor of high schoolers, you see this every day. How important is it to have advisement on what's moving forward and what is next for a high school senior that just needs a little bit of guidance, not only from an instructor, but anybody that can help them? And that's what this advising corps does, is provides an extra person skilled in experience in helping these folks.
Well, I know at the early college, our mission is for our student body, first generation. So they come with a background of not actually being sure of the process. And as many things as teachers do on a daily basis, we can't be there all the time for everything. So the college advisors provide that support that is really meaningful to students, because they're able to sometimes reach students that we as teachers are unable to reach, all right, usually because of that time factor. And they're also able to bring them more up-to-date information as far as the process of how to apply and what to apply and the scholarship. So it's not only getting into the college of their choice, but it's also being able to afford the college of their choice and making a decision on the school that's right for them.
College Advisors Rock. That's right, Rockingham
Yes.
County Education Foundation. Cecil, you see it firsthand as a principal, having these advisors not only as coaches, not only as another factor for these students and somebody to speak to, just the whole perspective of somebody that administratively can help with the paperwork that goes with college, finding the right fit for a student, because as Valencia mentioned, not every school is the perfect fit for every student, whether that's monetarily, whether that's financial situations, or whether that's just what they're looking to do with their career. How important do you see the College Advising Corps here in our county?
It's been my experience that they really do a great job giving the parents what they need to be successful in filling out the paperwork. They provide a level of confidence to the parents so they can complete the FAFSA forms, so they can complete the applications and things like that. So I think that's probably one of the bigger contributions that they make, is helping the parents understand the process.
It's got to be easier too as a principal to say, hey, we've got somebody for you, parents. We do have somebody here that can help you, and it's not just going to fall by the wayside. I know for me in 2005, I know it seems like it goes by too fast, but in 2005, I didn't know what FAFSA standed for, let alone how to fill out these paperwork. And not only did I not understand, my parents didn't understand. So having a college advisor at our high school was important as well. Now I can't imagine, Valencia, what it's like as a student, because I'm sure the paperwork is 3 times longer. There's 30 times more options. The expense is way more than when I went to college.
Yes, and just the yearly changes that happens. And at our school, with 340 students and only one guidance counselor, as great as she is, there's no way that she can serve all of those needs because those questions just don't arise their graduating year. We're prepping our students from the first time that they walk in the door as a freshman with that. So having those extra voices and that extra assistance means that we're doing what we need for our students.
Valencia, I believe you had told us that your personal experience, college advisement, was key in moving you forward to where you are now.
Yes, neither one of my parents graduated from high school. I was born and raised in Ruffin, so I definitely identify with my students. I've been where they're at geographically, and to have that situation where you can't go to your family to ask these questions, it becomes essential to make sure that we are getting that information that's correct. So personally, I just empathize and sympathize with my students. I want the best for them, and I want them to have that experience where it's not trial and error, which was my experience with college applications and the process, but making sure that they are on solid footing as they go into this next journey for them.
I hate comparing kids.
And they do a great job removing barriers for kids. I mean, this whole process about getting into colleges is complicated enough, but the advisors try to mitigate many barriers as they can to help the kids along their paths. And I can't, the biggest complaint that I have about college advisors is they only are supposed to stay at the school for 1 year. Fortunately enough, we've had Ms. Holloway for 2 years in a row. And I think that has a huge impact on the relationships that she can build within the junior class. So when they go to a senior year.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. And also, just having somebody to connect with is a huge part too. I look back to knowing I didn't even really know my college advisor that well, but having somebody to connect to about an issue in life at that point. When you're 18, it's like it's on your shoulders. It's a boulder, and having somebody, I was going to say before you spoke, Cecil, I don't like to compare kids to having an assembly line, but if you can streamline a process a little bit easier for students, it's definitely going to help them in the long run, because it is a ground-setting decision that they're about to make in their future, and it sets the tone for the rest of their life.
And sometimes parents aren't equipped to help kids make those types of decisions, and that's where the advisor comes in.
Exactly. And you can help by texting EDUCATE to 24365. That's EDUCATE to 24365. We're just $975 away from fully funding the college advising corps for our school system next year, and you can help. That's text EDUCATE to 24365. That is EDUCATE to 24365. Oh boy, guys, we got a challenge. Jennifer Bradley, where's my Cougar Nation? Please make a donation now, and let's fully fund our college advising fund. I gave early in the campaign, and hope you will join me now. Cougar Nation, stand up. And all nations stand up here and help out, whether you have students that went to Reidsville High School or McMichael High School, the early college, or as well as Moorhead High School. We've seen so much support, too, from our local community. But I like a challenge, Cecil. Tell us about Cougar Nation. They're strong out there, aren't they, in their support?
Absolutely. We have a very active parent base that will get behind initiative. All they need to do is know about them.
That's right. And you can text EDUCATE to 24365. That's EDUCATE to 24365. Before we head out of here, Valencia, I want to ask you about a project that you've been working on for quite some time. It's best known as Griggs versus Duke Power. First, give us an overview on this and why it's important for our community and what you've been working on as a history teacher and working with the Mark here locally.
All right. So one of the things that I pride myself on as a history teacher is showing my students that history is just not in a textbook, that is actually doing the history. So I am an active volunteer with the MARC, which is the Museum of Archives of Rockingham County, which is the museum at the old courthouse in Wentworth. And part of that planning committee that I worked on was an idea for Griggs versus Duke Power, which is a United States Supreme Court that many people don't know about. It's an undertold or undiscovered moment in history. And in 1971, 13 plaintiffs, 13 Black men, had filed a petition that went all the way to the Supreme Court. So on March 8th, 1971, a decision was handed down in their favor. The case dealt with employment practices, unfair employment practices with Duke Power steam plant, which is in Eden. And because next year is the commemoration of that decision, I just felt that we, not only as a county, but we as a state and a nation should also make sure that we understand our full history, that we understand these many voices that came part of telling the story of who we are. So on March 8th, the permanent exhibit should open up at the MARC, and I'm looking forward to just continuing to dig up and telling that history.
Sometimes our local history, our national history, our state history, we were talking about this a little bit before the broadcast, at least in my opinion, sometimes it gets lost in translation, and sometimes it doesn't even get a fair translation in due time. And that's just because that's part of history and something that we can rectify. What's some of the historical side that you've found powerful in rectifying and being able to tell that story throughout this process? And what are you looking forward to most when this is shown in March?
I think my personal objective is that the children and the grandchildren of these plaintiffs, of these men, are still here. Many of them still reside in Rockingham County. And for people to understand that when these men signed this letter to start this initial complaint, they risked their lives, because we're talking about 1966. So to understand the time period that they did that. So not only did they risk their lives, their families' lives, their job security, because getting a job at Duke Power today and even in 1966 was a big deal. So they risked everything to do this for the sake of equality that is still benefiting us today. So I really want those families to have their stories and their say, because we don't get a lot of that, I guess, natural or organic telling of stories. We always get it, somebody else is telling somebody else's story. And I want them to be able to share in that. But the other things with this project is the genealogy part of connecting even back to colonial times and how that is in the creation of Rockingham County. And one of the exhibit at the Marks is the Sourtown project. So Sourtown project. So I really invite everyone to go out to the Mark, even before March, to get that background information. And then one of the things that you brought up during before the show started was that I found out that there was a Negro baseball league in Rockingham County, which had no clue. And thanks to my insightful uncle who had some resources available, I found this out about the county, which was in the 1930s and 40s. I think it continues to the 50s. So I'm still researching that part. But this one story, as you had said earlier, is branching out to a lot of other different histories. And as we find out about history, we're finding out about ourselves, okay? And being a native of Rockingham County, this is where I was born. This is where I grew up and now continue to teach. This is my history. This is all of us. And I just love telling those stories.
What's beautiful too is these are our community heroes that they write books about, right? These are our folks that stood up on ground that wasn't solid for them, and they are the heroes that we should be talking about today and giving the recognition. And these families should be proud, right? Like you mentioned, and their story should be told too. But as a community, we should be overly proud of these folks that in a turbulent time were not afraid to step up and stand up for what's right and stand up for themselves. And those are true heroes that deserve the biggest storybook of all time. We have great role models in our lives, right? But is there anything better than local homegrown people that did what they did?
And I think one of the things, I know I have one of the college interns, she's at Winston-Salem State, and she came on board. She found out that she was a distant cousin of Greg. So not only finding out that history, but how it personally impacts you. So all of these names that are out there that we hear, like Harrison and Broadnax and Griggs, names of that I went to school with, not realizing the historical significance tied to those names.
That's right. Well, Valencia, Abbott, and Cecil Kump, I want to thank you guys for joining us here today on the 12 Days of Education. We're going to welcome in our Executive Director, Jenny Edwards. I'm going to go to Jean as well. I believe Jean is standing by. Jean, can we see that pendant one more time? Can we see it? Oh.
Gosh, that is beautiful. Jean, about how big is that? I don't know if Jean can hear me.
I'm not sure if he can hear us or not, but
I'm sorry, I had my mic muted. I'm sorry. That's a 1 carat total weight diamond pendant.
Wow. And about how tall is that? It looks big.
Find something. It's about the size of a quarter.
Whoa. And those diamonds are catching a lot of light. And I love the shape of that heart. I like the way it goes down. That is just absolutely beautiful.
Guys, what Jenny's doing here is buying you time to get this pendant. All you got to do is text EDUCATE to 24365 and help support the College Advising Corps for all Rockingham County students. 74 donations, $10,330 raised. Jenny, share with us what you've seen throughout this whole process. It's the 11th day. It goes by so fast, but it's been so moving to see all the support of everybody.
I'm blown away, Joe. This community, I mean, I know Rockingham County, folks in Rockingham County step up for each other. I've been here long enough to see that. And running this campaign with you and bringing on all the guests that we've brought on and just all the different voices supporting education has been, you know, it's given me energy and given me a boost to go into 2021 and made me fall in love with this work all over again.
All right, I'm going to give you a last couple chance, community. Text EDUCATE to 24365. Get entered to win this Diamond Pendant. That's EDUCATE to 24365 and support the College Advising Corps. I think it's time to roll out that beautiful golden teapot. It's almost as beautiful as this Diamond Pendant. Jenny, don't be hurt by this. It's not as beautiful, though.
No, I am really jealous of who is getting ready to win this, really and truly. I've got to tell you, I can feel what that would feel like on my chest. I bet it's got a nice little weight to it, you know, and this is just one of those pieces that you will hand down in your family. And Joe, I have an idea here, if it's all right.
All righty, let's hear it.
Okay, so if there's anyone out there now who's on Facebook and they're struggling, you know, to text that word EDUCATE to 24365 and they're thinking, I'm not going to make it before she pulls out that teapot and draws a name. If you would like to just post your name in the comment section of Facebook, just do that right now, post your name, and we're going to know that you've got a donation coming in and we will get you into the teapot. So I know there's a bit of a lag between the broadcast and it actually showing up on the web. So I'm going to just dawdle for just another minute. You know, we are so close to fully funding the College Advising Corps for this particular school year. I think we are $975 away. And the thing about a community coming together to support a program like this, it really isn't a lot about the size of the donation, although don't get me wrong, you know, the larger donations are terrific because they turbo boost a campaign. But a lot of it has to do with the numbers of donations. And, you know, when we go to foundations for support, which we do, because it takes, you know, a whole team to pull together a project like this. When we go to a foundation for support, we can go to that foundation and brag that more than 70 people in our community donated because they see the value in having these college advisors in these local high schools for these students. And that in itself is a grand thing and incredibly valuable to us. I'm checking the donor box.
All righty, we're getting closer to drawing that for that beautiful diamond pendant from Arthur's Jewelry in Reidsville. Stop on by for all your holiday needs. And gentlemen, you have needs. You need to go down to Arthur's Jewelry and check out the collection. Arthur or Gene, you guys have watches too, right?
I believe he's muted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure they do.
I'm muted again. Yeah, we got Citizens Echo Drives. They're atomic. Really neat watches because all you have to do is put them on and wear them. Once they get set to the right time, you never even have to touch it again.
I need that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. So we have some names to add into the pot for some donations that came in. We're going to add Tango Moore's name in there. Tango, thank you so much for your generous donation just now. She just now made it. I think Tango's on Facebook watching us. Let me pull the teapot here. So we're going to get Tango's name in the teapot. And then Robert and Karen, longtime supporters of the College Advising Fund. We really appreciate their support. They made a donation yesterday afternoon. So your name goes right in there. Merrill Holloway of NC 100, terrific nonprofit doing great work here in Rockingham County. You might want to check that out if you don't know about it already, NC 100. And then Michelle Gonzalez Green. We're going to put Michelle in there. Should I check donor box one more time, Joe?
Yeah, go ahead. Go check the
Okay.
box. Let's see what
All
we
right,
got.
I'm popping over here. Do a little refresh. Okay. Do you have any comments down there in the comment box? Okay. Here we
We
go.
are ready.
Here we go. This is a big deal, man.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
This is a really, really big deal. All right, person, I have you. Oh, I've got you in my hand. All right, this person has just won this beautiful diamond pendant courtesy of Arthur's Jewelry, and it's Melanie Morrison.
Awesome. Awesome. Congrats, Melanie.
Yeah, that's great. And tomorrow we have another drawing, a great drawing tomorrow for that week at Caswell Beach in Hulk. And also a wine basket from Wine Knox.
Fantastic. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for stopping by the 12 Days of Education. And most importantly, I want to thank you for what you're doing in our community and for the education of our young, I can say young because I'm 35 now, our young high schoolers. Thank you so much, and appreciate your time. It's the 12 days. 12 days of it. You're welcome. 12 Days of Education. Text EDUCATE to 24365. That's EDUCATE to 24365 to help us fully fund the College Advising Corps. We're inching closer, $975 away from fully funding the program. I want to thank everybody for listening. We'll be back. We'll be drawing that week-long stay at Oak Island and Caswell Beach tomorrow on the 12th Day of Education. Our True Love, RCEF, brings to thee, our true love, the community. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Arthur.
Thanks.
Just Arthur.
Have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
Lindsay, the direct impact, you can speak on it as a college advisor through this program. How much is this helping our students here locally?
I think it has a huge impact. And just seeing when I was in high school, my parents didn't go to college and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. And that's a conversation I have with so many of my students and families every single day. Even if your parents did go to college 20 years ago, that changes a lot. The financial aid application is a pain. And so just being able to work with students one-on-one and help with any application, financial aid, random questions that pop up about dorm life and meal plans, I think having an advisor makes a huge difference for our students. And also as an advisor, I think it's the best job, and I have loved getting to form those connections with our students too.
Text EDUCATE to 24365 to support the College Advising Corps today. That's EDUCATE to 24365. Happy holidays from the Rockingham County Education Foundation.